Oh, let's go in Italian. Actually, Gordon corrected me. It's let's go together. That's really important. So together, Ray and I, we're going to cover some stuff. I'm going to hand it over to Ray in a second. But you know how I'd like to open this call up with Gordon Morton's vision.
Sometimes it's the simplest ideas that make the biggest difference. A connection to nature, a quiet faith in the greater good, a home grounded in simplicity. It's the quintessential Italian belief that health, happiness, and food naturally intertwine. The belief that these ingredients should be blended with love and care. Now combine this with something just as essential, a belief that every person, regardless of background, deserves to be treated with dignity and respect, and deserves the chance to live up to their fullest potential. Now take this worldview and marry it with a truly unique idea at the right time. Well, that'll make people stop and pay attention. A truly unique idea has the power to change everything. It stands apart. It challenges the ordinary. And in its simplicity, it can move the world forward. That simple formula, love, health, respect, and a singular, simple, extraordinary idea has the power to change lives in our community, in our country, and around the world. Life is short. Timing is everything. And this fall, everything begins.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Ray Heron. Pleasure to be with you all here tonight. And I want to tell you that this is an Oliabo overview by Ray Heron and Malcolm Wallace. This is not an official Oliabo company Zoom here tonight. So this is our opinion of what we have before us. And I hope you take us real seriously and look at this really close. I believe it's a premier opportunity that comes along, maybe if we're lucky in this industry, once a decade. I don't know where I've caught you here tonight, but I will say this. For me personally, I've been 40 years full-time in this industry, working almost every day of my life. It's an industry that took me from poverty to fortune. I was born and raised very poor in a house with a dirt floor in a little dusty town in southwest Oklahoma. 6 siblings, and spent the biggest, probably half of my life, certainly my life as a young adult growing up, with too many embarrassing moments because of the lack of money. And I got married along the way. Just because you're broke don't mean you can't fall in love, and I certainly did. And my wife and I, we had 3 children, and one along the way coming, our daughter, when this industry found me, or I found it, and had the good fortune to be personally mentored by a guy that I love dearly, Mr. Jim Rohn. Jim Rohn taught me things that my parents couldn't teach me, and I don't blame anyone. People can't teach you anything that you don't already know, that they don't know. And so I learned some things and success, but I just didn't have the right company, at the right time, right opportunity. And when I got the call from Mr. Gordon Morton, a good friend of mine, him and his brother Joe, I've known for over 30 years, known his entire family, love these guys, trust these guys. I get a phone call from Gordon talking about his idea of this company that we're talking about here tonight called Oliabo. And I've tried to conceal my excitement. I don't think I was very successful at it. Gordon knows me too well. I mean, I felt like, hallelujah, prayers do get answered. I mean, my whole life is about answered prayer, but this was a red letter day in my life when he gave me a call, and this was many months ago, by the way. And so I got to tell you, I think, really, without a doubt, we're at the right place at the right time. That's an old story. A lot of people say that. I know that about this one. I've spent a lot of time with these guys. I had 15 years, business years, at the best in my life, working with them. Made, the good fortune. Didn't do anything by myself. I did it with great people like you on this call, and made millions and millions of dollars. And I'm looking forward. I've missed the money over the last 8 years, but I've missed the people more than the money. I love this industry. I just, I learned 40 years ago that it wasn't anything I ever dreamed I could be successful at, but I just learned some things and just found out it's important to get the right opportunity at the right time. That's what we got here tonight. A couple of disclaimers. We have, I think, world-class products. They're going to change lives all over the world. That's my opinion. We just rely on the scientific evidence regarding the ingredients of these products. If you see them and you research them, you'll be highly impressed. I promise you, we're going to see some phenomenal things. That's my opinion, but we make no claims. And we make no claims about, extravagant amounts of money. It's possible. It's always possible in a good company if you find it at the right time and give it everything you got. It's always possible to succeed in an awful big way at times. I expect to be more successful than any opportunity I've been involved in all of my 40 years here. But I'm only going to be successful if I can be just part of helping you be very successful as well. And that's my goal. That's what gives me great pleasure. I've had the good fortune of seeing friends, themselves go from poverty to fortune over my 40-year career. There's nothing like it. I'm not a selfish guy. I want you to be successful, wildly successful. If you are, I will be as well. If you'll just bring your dreams and your why to this opportunity called Oliabo, it'll be a red letter day in your life. I don't think you'll ever look back. An opportunity like this one, I said every 10 years, I think one like this one, may come along maybe once in our lifetime. And I love this company. I love these products. I love the compensation plan, and I love the executive team here. Highly talented people. Goodness, Gordon and Joe have been in this industry 50 years, over 50 years. I mean, since they were small toddlers. Very successful in this industry. They know exactly what they're doing. They love distributors. They always want to do the right thing for the distributors in their company. Folks, I've got the good pleasure here tonight to introduce you to a guy that I admire greatly. To tell you a little bit about Mr. Malcolm Wallace, I'm going to turn the time over to him. Malcolm is a wonderful family man, got two beautiful daughters and a wife, and lots of experience in this industry. I mean, lots. He's made millions and millions of dollars with a number of opportunities, and you're going to see why. He's going to be a great friend to all of us in Oliabo. He is tremendously creative, and he's just got that kind of energy that I wish I had, to be honest with you. I admire him. He's my friend. I call him Thunder from Down Under, and I tell you, take some notes. This guy here knows the difference between being successful and being wildly successful. He's got the recipe for success, and I'll be back with you here in a little bit, and we'll talk about a few things that we know. I think we do have the recipe for success here. We're going to talk about a good friend of mine named this already, called Legacy 3. I'm going to show you how to find the right 3. Malcolm, if you're there, brother, take it away.
Yeah, sure will. Thank you, Ray. And each one of you, look at this picture, look at these graphics. This is care of Gordon. That's what Gordon Morton's all about. Ray forgot to tell you one thing that's a really big thing about our success. After their run 2002, 2017, many of you on this call remember that company because we were in another juice company. There's many good friends on this call. And those guys, wow, they just crushed it. They killed it. And part of it was all their branding. And part of it was the two boys and the family they built and what they wanted to offer people. If you know me, you know one thing. Your income, because this is what this is about. It's about helping people. We're going to help people like you've never seen with your health. Also helping people with their lifestyle, right? I'm surfing life. I have a lifestyle. If you know me, I've lived all around the world. I love it. I love having fun. And it's all in direct correlation to the servitude you give others. So when you see our products, you'll know we're serving you with the best. When you see what we got with the comp plan, but here's just an example. Gordon built and ran and still has his own media company, an incredible company. I did all the research on him, and that's for you. And you know what? I have a feeling that those boys are in the house listening in. So, Ray, we better behave ourselves because I see Oliabo Corp just showed up in the and we better behave ourselves. Ray,
all right.
Go ahead. Yeah, Ray talked about being broke. if you know me, I've been broke twice in my life. I mean, really broke. So I'm adamant to have you guys have a winning streak. And many of you think, oh, well, we're not Ray, we're not Mal, we don't know how. I guarantee, Ray told me this, and I saw it for the first time when he said it. I know, and he knows the outcome before we even start this. We know it. We had a lot of fun. He with one company, me with another, a lot of you on this call, a lot of people won, and it's going to happen again. Now, you gals, I'm going to jump back one sec. Testimonies are great. I told Ashley to have a chat to me and tell me who she was and what she'd done. And gals, I'm going to tell you later. How many of you can guess her age? I just want you to think about that when we get to our product. Look at this 18-year-old gal here, and she's been using the core product that we have because she helped bring one of the products to us. So let's get into Oliabo. I guarantee by the end of this Zoom and by the end of your career, you're going to know how to speak Italian because that's where it all started, Treviso. In Italy, Gordon and Joe knew this, that this is it. Gordon Joe's mom, by the way, Italian full-blood immigrant, came to Canada. Their dad is one of the original gangsters that started network marketing in Canada with his own company, and Ray will elaborate on that. But every summer, they went on holidays back to Italy, and this area is one of those blue zones, blue zones where the people live well over the century mark, over 100 years of age. And as boys and as they grew up and became teenagers, their mom was obsessed with getting high phenolic extra virgin olive oil. And they were told and made to have that every single day. And Gordon, over the years, wondered why, what is it with my mom? What is it with this oil? And then he went on a research, and we're going to show you what he came up with. And it's been a few years in the making. So the origin is from Treviso, Italy, and the products come out of there. It all began. And at the same time, Gordon and Joe had been going to Italy, and then Gordon went back and, like Ray said, handful of years, not just a year ago, quite some time. There's got to be something with what you're going to see as the ingredient of our product. And at the same time, Curtis Fulmer, the president of Oliabo, on his own, nothing to do with Gordon, in not the same town, but a certain region. And he was introduced over 2 years ago to high extra virgin, high phenolic, learn that term, olive oil. And he started to research it because he saw the impact. And he's been using it for a couple of years before this even came together. And now they're partnered up in this as parts. And what are you looking at here? Is this highlighted fluorescent paint?
Yes.
It is. It's highlighted fluorescent paint? No, it's high virgin olive oil. You've never seen it this color. You see, what they learned was there's certain olives in certain groves that have been maintained to keep their purity. And this is what you're getting as part of your ingredient. I'm not saying you're going to buy olive oil and drink it out of a bottle like these boys had to, but when it's picked at the right time, not when most of it's picked, it's earlier. And then when it's in a process under a certain temperature and cold pressed, this is what it comes out as this. But you know what the problem with this is? Besides being great for you, it doesn't last. It's not stable. So they had to figure out how to keep this stable. Now, they didn't go and make it into a powder like most people do with nutrients. You're going to see how it's delivered to you. So it's a really important botanical. It's got modern science with all the old powerful benefits everybody's known. This slide's such a great slide. It takes you back to, looks like biblical times. I've read my Bible. In the first chapter, God talks about the olive, and he talks about it a lot. Noah talked about it. Everybody did. There's got to be something about this. Well, that's what this calls about. It's bridging the gap, the awareness gap. Ancient wisdom. Olives and olive oil and health are part of the Mediterranean diet. But now modern science, as back in 2002 was, I think, the first study I looked at about this. We've only had olive oil living in Asia 30 years. I'm telling you, they're in oil. I mean oil and not olive oil. And I know how bad all that other stuff is for you. I cook in butter and olive oil on my salads. There's empirical evidence, high quality olive oil derived tree product. You see, the olive tree, not just the olive, the whole tree is full of powerful phytonutrients, and they offer you great health. So here it is. Oliabo is the new standard of health. I'm going to cover something. People go, oh, man, I could go buy olive oil on the shelf. Yes, hopefully it's good. We're not selling olive oil. We're selling what's in it. And you're going to see what the proprieties are. We're not selling it. We're actually offering it to you to offer you a chance to change your health. Mediterraneans, 14 liters a year, average Italian. That's a heck of a lot, huh? 14 liters of that. E stands for extra virgin olive oil. 20 liters of Greek. So here's the challenge. How are we going to get you guys in America? No offense, Ellie, over there in Norway. How are we going to get those Americans to drink more? They drink maybe a liter, and it's crappy olive oil. Now, I skipped one of the slides that the corporate boys use. I don't like tearing other things down. But we know that in the industry, you'll probably have to unmute yourself now, Ray. We know in the industry, when you're out there and you're shopping, olive oil has become a really big scam. Unless you can figure out on the black market or a super expensive boutique to get extra virgin olive oil. Most of it says product of Italy, but you'll see where it's produced, and it's usually some other country overseas. There's nothing really extra virgin about extra virgin olive oil anymore. So we're here to help you. And why do we want you on extra virgin olive oil? And this is not our product. This is just studies that have shown you that using extra virgin olive oil, cardio support, that's the thing that keeps you going all the time. The brain's what the computer center, but this thing, that's the powerhouse down here. Well, just 50 mil, a 30% lower risk, in cardiovascular events. I just lost a mate a couple of weeks ago in his early 50s, just all of a sudden. Longevity. We all want to outlive, right? Nobody wants to go early. Well, the way the world is now, people cash out. Whoever that is that keeps unmuting themselves, I'm sure appreciate it that you wouldn't. Anyway, 11 mils extra virgin olive oil a day, 8 to 9% lower cause of mortality. 8 to 9 doesn't seem like a big number, but lower cause. I'm talking about brain health now. How would you compete with everybody out there when we're, how it is, the world, the fog you end up in, the weight, the struggle, trying to stay focused. 20 to 30 mils reduces beta amyloid accumulation. That's what's behind what we know as dementia and Alzheimer's. You want better cognitive function? You want better digestive health? All of us learned a couple of years ago, became big on the news, that gut health, right? That gut health connection. Sorry, and that person, one more time, I'm going to have to remove you. That digestive health, that gut health balance is so important. Microbial balance, oxidative stress, all that intestinal line. I know about this. I had a lot of my plumbing removed. I've had cancer before, and this is so important. Well, just a little bit of extra virgin olive oil and inflammation. We know that's the key. That's the key to dis-ease, right? We're in ease, and then dis-ease is we're out of ease. So look at this. This just changed. What's HP? Is that what, something to do with the pixels? No, it's high phenolic. Now I'm going to get, see here, high phenolic extra virgin olive oil. And that's where you're going to get introduced to oleocanthols. And they work as the same pathway as ibuprofen. Now, if you've ever been in pain, ibuprofen will really help. And if you've got problems with joints and inflammation, or most things, ibuprofen, over-the-counter prescription drug. Oh, the problem is, man-made chemicals, does a number on you, right? The side effects outweigh the benefits. Oleocanthal is like ibuprofen times 100. That's all I'm going to say here. So now, how do we get this to you? Well, we need to teach you about phytonutrients, polyphenols. Now, I know it's not a science lesson, but I'm going to tell you, get out your pen and paper, take your phone, take a shot of this page. Because like Ray said, what he did, and then I went and did it, and I was blown away. I went and put verbascicide into an AI search, and I was crushed what it did. I was like, wow, I hope they got verbascicide in this product. Oleocanthal, I talked to Gordon and Joe. Actually, Ray was on one of the calls, and Curtis and Ashley, and they explained all about oleocanthal, and it made sense to me because I'd had a car accident. Some of you might remember in Thailand, and as a major, I lost the bottom half of my face. And I don't do painkillers, but I was in so much trouble. So I got some ibuprofen, crushed it, made a powder, put it on my tongue, hoping I could get some relief. But the problem was, as soon as I did that, I coughed like this, and it all came out. So I did it again, got another couple of ibuprofen, stuck them. That kept happening. And then Gordon explained to me on a call, without him knowing I'd done that, that's what happens with the effects of ibuprofen, because It has the same property as oleocanthal. Oleocanthal is a natural one, and aleuroprene. So have a look at what they do. Joint comfort, key enzymes, healthy inflammatory response. Inflammation is the cause of 99% of what's wrong. Your brain function, your cardiovascular, and aleuroprene. We know this thing: blood sugar, diabetes, weight management. Wow. Today, our lifestyles, the diets, we need to combat that. And verbascicide for that healthy skin, inflammation, and support the brain and the microbial and metabolic. So what have we done? We created, this is a brand, there's not a prescription drug, Olivectum. Sounds like one of those prescription drugs, doesn't it? There's more than just the olive and pressing the olive oil, I don't know why that came up, into a product. There's more than that. You see, verbascicide is one of those spectrum of the pulp coming out of the pulp extract, the phytonutrients. So we've done that. And also the tree itself. If the tree can produce the olive and the olive produces the oil, there's got to be something in the seed and the tree itself. And that's where they've discovered the spectrum of phytonutrients that are high in aleuroprene. And we've made a proprietary trademark product through that and bringing it to you in our core product, Prima, the life force of the olive tree. I'm going to read you a little something here. 30-day supply, sealed in a nutrient pack, because so many people see the slide, but they can't figure out, like, is that an olive tin? Yeah. Remember when olive oil, I'm old enough to remember when it came in the tin. I'm old enough to remember my dad keeping those tins, put him in the workshop, and he would say to me, go get the 3-inch nails. Where are they, Dad? In the olive oil tin. I go, and it's like a dozen olive oil tins on your shelf. My dad loved these things. That's branding for you. I'm just going to give you a little side note. There's some branding. It's crafted to deliver concentrated health benefits. The life force of the olive tree paired with the synergistic phytonutrients for daily wellness. So each packet provides a precise blend of, well, see, there's 4 capsules here. High phenolic extra virgin olive oil combined with olivectum. That's that leaf pulp and pulp extract. And it's rich in oleocanthal, aleuroprene, and other antioxidants for health, brain, joint, and cellular. Grapeseed extract. That's proanthocyanins, the strength, that's your circulation, an antioxidant, oxidative stress, and your skin, the vitality. And lysoprene, you're going to know that that's a carotenoid. Lysoprene comes out of those really great tomatoes. You know, when you bite into one of those back in the 60s, zing on your tongue, that's lysoprene. So we've made this in a super, super easy pack. See, there's an open tin. You're going to have 30 of these pillows, and there's 4 pills. Why 4 pills? Well, high phenolic extra virgin olive oil is not stable as an oil. So they put it in a capsule. Why a capsule? Remember I told you that nasty peppery cough that you get. So it's in a capsule. So it goes past your throat, and you don't get that with high phenolic extra virgin olive oil. They infused it with rosemary. Why? That opens up the pathways for your body to accept the high phenolic extra virgin olive oil, and it's very high in oleocanthal. Now, remember we got proprietary brand of olivectum? That's in the green capsule. So that's the olive extract and the olive fruit extract. And then in the red capsule, that's why it's rosa red, the blend of grape seed extract, pycnogenol's, remember company way back, still going, and lysoprene. So you're going to drop 4 pills, one at a time or all together if you're me, every day. 30 in a pack, in a tin, shipped to your door, convenience. Doesn't get any better. Now, those ingredients, so great on the inside, and I'm just going to go back. For the folks that have used this and were able to get the samples, it's virtually right away. They noticed it within a day or 2. Actually, you know what, Ray? How about let Ray tell you he was taking the high phenolic extra virgin olive oil. What happened to you, Ray? You only had 5 days or a week, right?
Actually, I was fortunate enough, one of the very few, to get a 7-day supply of what you're looking at. And it's pretty interesting. I've got this time of year in the summer, well, it's not summer, it's fall now, but in the summertime and some of the fall, I live in way northern Michigan, and I got a beautiful place here with lots of decks, huge deck in the front, 2 decks in the back. I'm high up on I call it a mountain. Some would call it a hill, but it's high up with a lots of steps in a gazebo area and steps going way down the hill to a semicircle drive below. I'm kind of a neat freak, and I want my place to look really nice. And you can't hire anybody. I probably wouldn't be happy with them if I did. Well, I did years ago, and I wasn't happy. But it takes. I live in a tourist area, and it's really hard to get contractors out here to do anything. So I end up doing this myself. So I'm taking this product, and I think it was the second day I'm on the product, and I'm literally on my hands and knees, up and down, hand brushing, not with a roller, hand brushing all of these deck boards and the staircase and the gazebo area. And I mean, this was a matter of about 3 or 4 days of doing this, just constant work. I've got my earbuds in and I'm working and I'm down on my hands and knees. And I had the flexibility, Malcolm, like I felt like when I was really young man in my 20s. And normally, if I would do that, I mean, I have done it. It takes a while to get over it. I mean, all my joints are sore, and I had such flexibility, and I thought, wow, this is something. But here's something that it isn't promoted, not in anything that I've seen. But I noticed that I don't sleep well. Never have in my life. I don't sleep well. I slept 7 or 8 hours, uh, at least 7 hours every night during the week that I was taking this product. And so, I mean, I hope that's one of the results of taking this. I think it will be. There was nothing else different that I was doing. When I look at Prima, I'm reminded of a good friend of mine that's in heaven today, Bob Schmidt. Bob Schmidt said, the number one product in the world is convenience. I had to stop and think about that. And he's right. The number one product in the world is convenience. Gordon, in his brilliant way, has branded this so beautifully. I'm so proud to represent this Prima product. Even though I don't have it in my hands today, I'm really looking forward to getting it. And the convenience of putting the best nutrition that I think could be available to all of us in a little pillow pack that we take every morning with our breakfast. I mean, now that's a shortcut to better health, I think. You're right, Malcolm. I mean, people the world over are looking for natural shortcuts to better health, looking to make more money. I think we got a magic combination with this, and I love the convenience of it. I'm kind of a freak when it comes to packaging. I often say I want Madison Fifth Avenue packaging. Take a look at that. You got to be proud to be with a company that has packaging that looks like that, with the convenience of it packaged the way it is. We stand out from everybody. What this nutrition industry, I'm so tired of looking at plain white cheap bottles with a glued label on them, and we almost have to guess what's inside this thing, who made it, where did it come from, and is it really what I think it is? This is exactly what they tell you that it is. I promise you, we're going to set the world on fire with this. We're going to change the health of people, I believe, all over the world. And as a result, we're going to have a great business because of it. I had great results the one week that I had it, and I sure do miss it. And I'm looking forward to when it arrives at my door.
Yeah, you hit on a good point there, Ray. You and I both know a couple of men. I used to sit on a first class seat, 20-hour flight once a month right next to him, Richie Rich. There's about
Yep.
4 major buildings in the United States. That's why all the products look the same. And they're all done by a big corporation that just puts them out and they put a different label on them. That's all I got to say about that. All right. Forrest Gump. That's all I got to say about that. We just did this product, and you're going to put it in your mouth and it's going to work from the inside out. Now, what I'm going to talk to you about now, remember that gal that looks in the corporate, Ashley, 18 years of age? Ashley is the one that put the whole molding and formulated these together. Gordon, Curtis, on their own separately, researching olive oil. Gordon's known Ashley for 18 years. Ashley has created a skincare line that she marketed on her own, herself, her company, but through Gordon, they put together this product. So my hats off to Ashley for all of this. Flex, the next 2 products, they're Ashley doing it and formulating it. So what do we got in Flex? And look at this is like a little perfume bowl. It's a joint and muscle ointment. And we've got the olive branch, we got the olives, but we also got mangosteen. And they built a huge company on a mangosteen product before. So it's transdermal. This is now a topical. You're going to take this, put a couple drops, and there's some people I know that have talked to me personally that got some of this in a little tiny vial, and you rub it in the palm of your hand, you warm it up, and then you put it on the part of your body that you're struggling with. Why does it work transdermal? Well, the way they formulated it, it goes through the skin deep into the muscle tissue very quickly. And it's full of high phenolic extra virgin olive oil, olivectin, mangosteen pericarp. That's very good. And squalene. So go back, get your pencils, take a screenshot, because these are the other things, right? These are a couple. You put mangosteen pericarp and squalene in AI and look what the properties and what it does for you. Compounds are high phenolic extra virgin olive oil and oleocanthal. They act on the same pathways as ibuprofen. If you ever used ibuprofen, it's the best thing I've found for inflammation. It can help you. And I'm so looking forward to this. You guys that know me, my lifestyle and what I've done to my body and how many pieces of steel and screws and bits and pieces everywhere. This is the relief I'm looking for. And the testimonies that have come back from this with a handful of people that got given a little tiny vial, is incredible. I'm really looking forward to my wife's scoliosis relief. So Ashley, hats off to you for helping Gordon put this together. And then the next one, skincare. There's such a market in skincare, pure and simple. It's got to be antimicrobial, natural. It's got to be hyperallergenic, so it's gentle on all types of skin. It's got to reduce inflammation, antioxidant protection, and skin barrier repair. And how did this come about? Like I said, Ashley. Now, I used to say on the call, I want you to guess her age, all the women, right? I thought she was 18. When I saw she was vice president, I first thought it was, Gordon let his daughter get married at 18, and he's put her into a vice president. What kind of guy is this really in business? They laughed at me. They had Ashley chat to me. 40, folks, 40. My jaw dropped. So what's Ashley done? She's bringing you Visa Lux through Oliabo. And what is Visa Lux? A lightweight, fast-absorbing serum. You're just going to put a little bit and rub it on those places that you want to look good. You know, I'll be using it. I'm vain. I'm really vain. High phenolic Italian extra virgin olive oil, olivectin, mangosteen pericarp, and seed oils. There's the testimony right there on your screen. That's testimony. You gals, 40, you want to look like that? You better believe you do. So there's our core 3 products. There's another product I'm not going to show because you're all going to say, I want that right now. And it's not going to come out for a little bit, maybe a month after we open. And that's a 3-step facial product. Now, you know, Richard, you're asking me on an email, and then we did a phone call together right before this Zoom. How do we know the authenticity? Well, this is really important with both this company and the boys that own it. And they're really upset about what's happened to the olive oil standard. We're the new standard of olive oil health. Oliabo products undergo a multiple rigorous inspection. You know, it's all sourced in Italy. It's all Italian. It's formulated and it's shipped to the US and packaged through a manufacturer into the pills. And it's got a Minerva seal of authenticity. Now, Minerva, they like this as a statue in the town of Treviro, and it's a 3-faced goddess, and this is the authenticity, and every single product goes under a test, so you got purity, quality, and trust, and then you're going to have this seal on your product. So there's no more what's going on in the olive industry, and the olive standard of health, Oliabo, life is great, and we're going to have a great life. So I'm going to pause here for a sec. Now, we spent more time on the product today for you, because that's what you asked. Get your phone, take a snapshot, all the platforms that they have. This company, Gordon's a branding expert. He owns a big media company. You want to stay close and go far because all the tools that he's given us, they're for us. Now, remember you talked about changing your health, but you want to change your wealth? Well, I'm going to help you do that. This is a lifestyle. I've had it all. I've lost it all. I got it all back 3 times bigger, and I lost it all again. I make mistakes, right? Things happen. I've never blamed anybody for it. I made choices, whether it was the government or whatever. And, you know, I started over again a couple times. And I know that you can do it here. You can get out from under that pickle and you can start over, but it's not hard to do. When you got a company, when you got a product that fuels PREMIO Pay. This is the power of simplicity. Now, I'm going to spend as much time as I did on the first one. And I have a video out. And the video shows you every step of this pay plan. But it's key. I want you, let's see this way. I want you to feel like this. That's how a pay plan's supposed to feel, like sunshine. I mean it. Where the problems are gone, life's great again. So the first key is got to be simple. Me plus 3. This is Gordon. Me plus 3. This will get you to the top of the pay. We all know 3. And there's more than 3 people we know that want a shortcut to health and a shortcut to getting out of their pickle. So we want to save that solve that financial pickle quickly. You do that with Sprint. Sprint's our weekly incentive, paid out weekly. When you introduce someone to Oliabo, they buy PREMIO, $110, 100 point spread. I'm going to share something right now. This company is so transparent, and I can understand why they want us to win. There's no, I'm in a company now, and I have to spend 214 like 279 with the shipping US, but 214, but I only get 107 points. Yeah, 50% skim off the top. And then I get paid. They say they pay out up to 60, up to, you know, the word games. We pay out 60%. Now, up to, they say, but that's already, you're paying 50% of up to 60. They're actually paying 50% of up to 38. And 99.9% of them are exactly that way. Well, $110 product, 100 points, 25%. You talk to this couple down here, Bob and Jane, and what happens? They went, man, I want a shortcut to health. They order, you get paid 25% up front on that product. They're paying out 50%. So do the math. 100 points, 50%, 50 points, 25% is paid to you, $25. You can get 2 levels on this Sprint money if you double down. What's that? You're a rep and you got a minimum of 2 orders in a month. If you've doubled down, they'll pay you. See the qualifying, 200 points. Why would you want 2 Premas? Well, I'm married. I want 1 set for me and 1 set for my wife because I don't want her to drop dead and I'm lonely on my own. So I'm buying 2. I'm buying more than 2. Or you could be buying Prima and to any of the other products. You get $10 on that 10%, $10. You know, Ray talks about, they're all coming in, you want to maximize the plan and get on a double down, right? 200 points. That would be $50 upfront money for everyone you bring in, and everyone that they bring in, $20. Solves the problem? That can solve. $50, that can go towards getting a bit of debt. There's half your cell phone bill. I don't know what they are. I don't know what you guys, there's half an internet. I swear internet. I haven't lived in North America for 1/4 century now, maybe more, at least 1/4 century. I swear you guys are paying $100 US for internet. That's half of it sold right there. Sprint money up front. You know, this is the thermometer to your business. If you got Sprint money showing up every single week in your business, that's you and your frontline people introducing Oliabo to new people. Now, if you go to my clip, you'll see this. So go to the clip in YouTube. Find me on YouTube. Most of you know I put it out there. Well, there's people still showing up very late, hey? Sorry about that. I'm busy doing the thing. I don't see you over there. Dr. Jerry. Okay, so I'm not going to go through all of this, but it's really simple. It's very, very, very simple. That's the key to this. Now, we also have, you go, well, this product's so great. I know so many people that just want to buy the product. Well, there's affiliates. That's how Curtis made his money. He's one of the best in the world. You know, those influencers, they get something great. They know they can do it. I had a mate of mine in another company. He just did the affiliate thing. He was selling 8,000 of a product a day. He went and sourced it, was a shoe cleaner, and he put it out there, made couple little ads, 8,000 bottles of it. It cost him $1. You're selling it for $10, $9 a bottle. What happens here? An affiliate can go and sell this. Now, in any other program, if we get someone frontline, they're just selling it retail, we never get anything for it. Here, the same thing. They're always going to do it. So an affiliate buys it, or this could be a customer. There you go, gals. All you gals are going to have customers that want to buy the Visa Lux, their facial. $25 on that 100 points is paid to you. $25. So the other half of that, always paying out the full amount, is up through the line. See, $25, 25%. So 12.5 and 5, the 2 levels. There you go, paid to you. So we're looking after that. That was an amendment last week. Now the baseline. This is your residual. This is where you get your change your lifestyle, continually get out of debt, pay that debt down, then start this monthly where it's not going towards paying your debt because you're out of debt. Now you're walking around tall because you haven't got that weight in your shoulder. But you know what? Now you start banking. This is where you bank your money. And you begin as a rep. Yes, you can come into our company as a rep for free. There's no enrollment fee. And you cannot order products. See that? Zero. You could not order products. You can earn your way into getting paid higher by introducing people. So you introduce people, you're going to get the sprint, but you're also going to get what? One level in the uni level. 5%, that's $5, right? 100 points, $5. Move up to Bravo rep, and you get paid 2 levels. Kappa, 3 levels. I'm going to go through these really simple for you. Quinto, now look what I just skipped over. 10%. Go out and help someone in your team, someone that you placed in there, they placed in there, somebody else came from above. I'm going to talk about that. But you know what? 10%, that's $10. $5, $5, $10 per order. If they're on the double down, there's 10, 10, 20. Got it? So I'm going to go through these in a couple slides to make it simple. We pay 8 levels deep. That's $45 paid out there. 5, 5, 10, 5, 5, 5, 5. Now, I thought you were a math whiz. Well, I know it's 45%, 5% in the global pool. We'll cover that in a minute. I'll put that up there. Gordon has it on it. You can read it on the YouTube. So a person comes in 100 orders, it's going to pay 8 levels, $5, $5, $10, $5, $5, $5 on a PREMIO. You know, with double down, that's $10. $10 on that, all those levels. And on your third level, that's $20. This is great money, residual. Think about how it would build. And remember, it's just 3. So with the affiliate and the customer program, the same thing. $25 to the person who introduced the affiliate or the customer, and it still pays out the same percentages. It's just a little less because you're giving up money up front. So this is the lifestyle I want you to think about. And how do you get it? Teach 3 to build 3. It's that simple. Keep it simple. 3 legs get you to the top of the pay plan. You can build it wider if you like. You can maintain 4 or 5, 6 legs, whatever. Good for you. But here's how we go. You're a Kappa. Remember, a rep, no product. You can still order 1 level. Then a Bravo rep, you order 2 levels because you've got a product. You've ordered a minimum of 100. Now we're at a Kappa. So you're three sides across. You'll be paid 3 levels. This is where you're tapping in that 10% one. This is really important. Gordon, Curtis explained this. I asked him, why we got that? Why'd you do that? Most of them go down. As you get deeper, it gets less and less. He said, you know, it's at the 3rd level. A lot of people get stuck. It's a kind of a barrier. They don't build it bigger or deeper. Plus, you know, there's a lot of volume on that 3rd level. They can't get through it. There's an incentive to get to that 3rd level. It duplicates and keeps going. So there's the incentive to get to the 3rd level. Double the amount of money. How do you get there? 100 points, 1 order for you, and 1,000 in your 1,000 Mel. Never done 1,000 of anything. I like doing push-ups, but I can't do 1,000. I can do 25, 30 in a rep. Sorry, have a breather. Well, that's not 1,000. You know what that is? That's 10 orders. That's 10 orders. Look, divided by 100, 10 orders. So 3 people personally enrolled. Don't necessarily have to be on your front line. You can end up with someone from above you putting someone on your front line. But 3 personally enrolled, 3 separate legs. They have an order each. And you go out and teach them to get 3. 3, who get 3. And if you got a little organization like this with 10 orders, you're paid 3 levels deep. Move up 1, have Quinto. Quinto is 5, right? So 5,000, that's 50 orders. A little organization. Those 3 who get 3, see? 3 couples, 3 families, gone and got 3 each. You don't have to have that structure, but you need to, if you do this, is how you'll build this volume. So there's 10 orders in each group. If we're doubling down, we're talking 25 orders and 5 orders in each group. And look where you're getting paid. Now you're into the hundreds, if not thousands of people in your organization. Remember I told you it was simple? Remember I told you Gordon and Joe? They want to put money, they want to solve your pickle. They want you. This is about those people out there. The reason Ray and I are in this, to get you guys out of the mess. We've had the taste. We've had the fun. We're living the life. It's your turn. Fenty. Now you're nearly to the bottom of the top of the pay plan. You're down 7 levels deep. You need to now have a couple changes. You got to have a double up. 200 points minimum for your personal. Now, this is 200 orders in your individual orders in your team. 200. 20,000 looks like a big number, right? 200 orders, and you've personally enrolled a fourth person. Most of you probably got 4 or 5 people on this call already. And your teams, they need 50 orders of individual product per team, minimum. Now, if you're wider, then those wider orders can come towards, the people aren't placed in these legs, but they can count to make up the difference if you're short in a leg. We have horizontal compression. Get to the top. Want to get to, remember, PREMIO, you had the little crown for you gals, the tiara. 200 points. You double down order for yourself. Full 8 levels deep. Now you've gone and got a 5th person. So you've personally sponsored 5 people. So easy when you got a product like us. 5 people with a pay plan like us and want to get it out of pickle. Simple. And what's the volume requirement? That's 50 orders on this left team. Can be the middle team, can be the right team, right? Just got to make a graphic. That's 200 orders here, 200 orders here. It's 500 orders in your team. See how simple this is? That's what it's about. And we also have streamlined compression. Streamlined compression is like a powered up dynamic compression. There's no breakage in this company. Every order will go up and search upline till all 8 levels are fulfilled. So in this little one, I'm not going to go through it, but you can see person orders, the rep gets paid. He doesn't even have product. Next person's a rep. Well, they can't get 2 levels, so it goes to the next level. Finds a Bravo. Goes to the next level. They're not able to get 3 levels deep, so it goes to the next one. See how it does that? That's going to do, you know what that's going to do? I'll just make it simple. Last uni level I worked, people were like, Mal, I can't believe it. You're 70, 80 levels deep and you go fly around, do me. Yes, because you can get paid 25 levels deep easily in an 8-level uni level because of this streamlined dynamic compression. 75 levels. You build it deep, you build security, your business and checks never go away. So what's that incentive for us? To go down and help you and all the other people and leaders to help you. This is one that really excites me. I used to make 53% of my check in the other company. That it was a good company, 80 grand a month. And it was on matching bonus. I thought, why is there no matching bonus in this one? Because we got a global pool. And I had a home in Phuket on the beach, and the Mangosteen Resort was up the hill. And Randy Gage, who was part of your company, Ray, you remember that? He used to come and show me that quarterly check, and I'd look at that. Holy cow. I think, all right, 50,000 a month in matching bonus. I'm on 150 every 3 months. His check was 3-4 times that. I mean, you guys had checks bigger than him. And another guy on this call I know had checks bigger than him. I know we're talking about big money here. You guys go, I could never get there. You know how you get the global pool, right? Yeah. This one, this little organization of 500 orders in your team. You're in that global pool. So, Ray, like most companies are 1% and 2%, if they're lucky. 5, that's 2.5 times to 5 times. You've tasted this. Give them a share with them a little bit.
Yeah, it's fascinating. With the company before that these guys were part owners of, they were 2 of 6 founders, by the way. And that company, we had a 3% global bonus, and it was incredible every quarter. I loved it. They paid every 90 days. And, many times we were high 6-figure checks just on quarterly bonuses. I'm hesitant to say that, and I thank you for inviting me in to say a few things. Malcolm, I appreciate you so much. And I don't know of anybody that works harder, puts together more materials for not only this group, for anybody in the company that needs them. You're amazing, and I appreciate you. I want everybody to know this, and Malcolm certainly agrees with me as well. The only way you make that kind of money is learn to make $2,000 a month first. Learn to make $5,000 a month first. That's how you get there. It seems unlikely. When I started in this industry 40 years ago, Malcolm, I could have never believed for that kind of money. I just couldn't. I didn't have room in my brain to even visualize it. But I learned, that first check after 90 days was $5,310. I then had the belief to get to 20 and the belief to get to 40. And it works just like that. Folks, we're going to work together real closely as a team, teaching everyone to think in 3, teams of 3. Find 3 people, get them involved in your business. How do you find 3? We all got to we've got a good list. We probably know, they say the average person knows about 800 people. I don't know if that's true or not, but let's say it is true. I promise you, out of all those 800, if that's true, we probably got a great relationship with about 25 to 50 people, every one of us. So just reach out to those people, invite them to the information, invite them to our Zooms, invite them to the company's Zooms, put us on the phone, let us visit with them. Just find people that believe in you, people that like you, and people that trust you. You know, Make a list and think about who believes in me, who likes me, and who trusts me. Those are the people we want to talk to. Those are the people you want to talk to. We'll talk to them with you, and we'll get them invited to this information. I think you'll find a percentage of them will like it. And so here we go. This is how we built Zango many years ago. We focused on three. We taught this ability for everybody to build an organization. Three, develop a great relationship with three people, teach them to do the same with three. We know how the numbers work. I mean, it's nothing ever works exactly like the numbers, but 3, 9, 27, 81, 243, you see how that grows. And when I love, Malcolm, how you put it in product orders as opposed to, dollar volumes. It makes a big difference. And folks, we know the recipe to succeed here. We've done it before. It's a movie we've seen, a movie we've participated in. It happened for us. We watched it happen for lots of other people. And if you're coachable, if you bring your dreams and your why, real important, your why. What was my why when I started? I told you I grew up so dang poor. I did not, I had this young family. I did not want, more than anything else, I didn't want my kids to feel like they were less than anybody else. I just didn't want them repeating the life that I had growing up. That was my why, and it was a strong why. And I suggest many of you on this Zoom here tonight, you got a strong why. You bring that why here, with our help, let's find your three key people. In the Zango business, we taught people, why leave half the money on the table? Why come in with one case auto ship when you can come in with two? So we brought people in on what we're calling double down here. We brought people in on a two case. What is that here? The equivalent of that is two Primas. Two Primas. You're going to need one. Your significant other's going to need one. You'll probably need more than that. So that's our duplication process. Find three, teach three, get on a double down 210 Prima, and let's duplicate that. Let's roll. And I promise you, before you know it, you're going to be participating in this global bonus. And I'm telling you, you'll be proud you did. Malcolm, I appreciate you so much, brother.
Hey, welcome. You know the three who get three. You know where you get to meet them all in person, right here, because I know what
Yeah.
Joe like to do. Because they used to throw these events at Phuket, 100 meters from my house, and they were great, man. And a company I was in, we used to go on events 5 times a year. You want to go, you want to travel, you want to be taken to the 5-star hotels and be in the Bahamas or wherever it is you're going to go. Go get in these reward trips. And how do you do that? Three who get three. I'm telling you, Oliabo, the brand, Oliabo, the new olive standard, that pay plan I just showed you, it's powered by this. That's correct. Yes, it's powered by your why. Yes, it's powered by getting out of the pickle, but it's powered by what's behind all of it. The products, the Prima, the Flex, the Trade Visa. That's the little box I told you that has the other products you're going to get. Visa Lux. That's what powers it. It's powered by Gordon, Joe, Ashley, and Curtis. In the prior company, Joe used to get on stage, and one day he said, "It's safe to dream again." I remember that. And what Ray said for the past 8 years, me too, Ray. And in that 8 years, you know what happened to me? I had to flee a country and brand new little family and a couple cardboard boxes and start all over again because of greed of somebody. So you know what? It's safe to dream again. And we mean that.
Yeah. Can I make another comment, Malcolm? I don't want to embarrass you, but can I say something here?
Sure.
Yeah, folks.
My
Malcolm would not tell you this story, but I think it's fascinating. These are the kind of stories that inspire me, and they really do things for my soul. Malcolm, he's been at the absolute summit, lived life at the highest level. I think had 8 homes on 8 islands at one time. He's been there, done that, all of that. But he found himself in a pickle, left Thailand, moved to the Philippines. Malcolm didn't even have enough money for internet. I'm just going to tell this, and I want everybody to think about it when you're thinking about your why tonight, and and your desire to do something. Malcolm didn't have internet. He couldn't reach out to the world. He couldn't do what he knows how to do. And he finds another expat from Australia that lived miles away, got up at 5 o'clock in the morning, walked miles away, knocked on a stranger's door and said, "Mate, I need a favor. I'm in a pickle. I have no money. I need internet. Can I use your porch and set up my screen and my computer?" And thank God, that was a God thing too, I believe. And the guy said, "Sure, help yourself." And he dug himself out of poverty in a matter of no time. Now, I got to tell you, that's a little different. That's motivation. That's a guy, when I said money is the least of all values, but it becomes so important when you don't have enough of it, when there's people you love and you care about. There was two little kids back home and a wife in a new country. That'll get you successful. And I know you wouldn't share that with everybody, but I hope you don't mind. I just did.
That's it. It was my wife for this one. I'm telling you, I was I was living life great in Thailand, top producer for a company, really built it big for him. Thought I could trust this guy. He was a friend of mine. And then he just decided, it was about 13 grand a week, I think. He just decided, I'm not paying you anymore. And went and filed false charges with the police that I was a child molester. Go figure, folks. And the royal family, who are close friends, they called us and said, "There's a flight out of Phuket in a couple of hours. You better get on it because they're coming to lock you up in the morning." And we couldn't take anything. Walked out, left everything, just threw a handful of clothes of my kids in cardboard boxes, got to the airport in the nick of time, caught that plane. And when I arrived in Philippines, the police were waiting for me with handcuffs. I went, "Oh my goodness." But when they looked at what the information was sent in the holding tank down below the airport, the guy said, there's nothing here. I think you're getting railroaded. Welcome me to the country." But we had to leave everything behind, the house, all the stuff. You couldn't access the bank. This guy had done a real number. So I had a wife. And look what's happened. It comes again and again. It's safe to dream again. So look, folks, catch this wave. Just go surfing life with Oliabo. It's not, if you miss it, there'll be another one. But that first wave in the set's always the best one. So how do you do that? Bring people to the call. Go to the YouTube channel. Use those clips. Share it. Let stuff work for you. Someone comes on board. Ray, I'm glad you're on board. Who do you know? That's what you do. Who do you know, Ray? Let's go talk to them. And then when they ask you a question, be like a traffic cop. Go here, watch this. Go here, watch this. Have a conversation. But when you explain it all yourself, they go, "I could never do that." That's not duplication, right? So get plugged in. So we'll see you Tuesday nights on the corporate call, Wednesday nights on this call, and Sunday nights on this call. And I'm sure love to catch waves with people. Thanks, you guys. Thank you, Ray. Thank you, all of you, for sticking with us. We wanted to do a little bit of a different call, and I'll get the recording out to you ASAP.
God bless you, brother. God bless everybody. Thank you so much.